New development in the Raptors world. We talk about Kenny Atkinson and Becky Hammon topping Masai's search. Welcome to Hoop Talks. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Noor Zainab, Jelani Goodridge-Reid, Justin Pooni, and as I said, we got the latest developments from Woj himself. The Toronto Raptors have cast a wide net looking for their next coach, and some names have really stood out to us in Becky Hammon and Kenny Atkinson. There's a couple assistant coaches from the Milwaukee Bucks and also the Phoenix Suns. Some Spurs sprinkled over there as well, but the ones that I think has really caught everybody's eyes is the woman behind me. Right over here, Miss Becky Hammon, the coach of the defending WNBA champions, the Las Vegas Aces, who somehow has given her permission to go and speak to Masai.
Is that a Raptors logo on her jacket?
Yeah, I put it on myself. Can we get that behind me? Yeah, right here. I put that. Oh no, wrong way.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
I put that on myself.
Nice touch.
I'm manifesting this happening.
Nice
you know,
touch.
I got you. Don't you worry about it. But
Damn,
I want
Photoshop. Real Photoshopper right here.
I want to go back to my question, guys. Please and thank you. All right, I got my stuff falling off everywhere, but
She's so excited. She's excited.
I'm so excited. This is
yeah.
part of the manifestation ritual and bringing Becky Hammon
What a
here.
ritual.
But this is what's crazy to me is the Las Vegas Aces actually gave her permission to speak to Masai Ujiri. So why would the Aces do this to her?
You
Jelani?
asking me?
I'm
I don't
asking
know.
you, Jelani.
I'm surprised too. I'm surprised they just won a chip. And they're a whole new culture there in Vegas, and they have a super team. Yeah, they have some ballers on that squad. So they obviously don't want to lose her. Obviously, after winning a championship and trying to defend that title, but at the same time, I think they see there might be an opportunity for her to break a barrier here.
Yeah, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm assuming when she signed her new deal with the Aces, right, when she came in, it was an understanding that if NBA opportunities came up, she would be able to pursue them, right? And I think that's exactly what probably happened, right? She probably always wanted, because look, she was an assistant with the Spurs for how many years, right? She had opportunities before, and I guess when she went to the Aces to coach and become a championship coach there, she always wanted in the back of her mind to be able to go back and explore her NBA options, that she's getting that opportunity right now.
And I love that. I think this is someone that the Raptors could so greatly benefit from, because we already know about her defensive adjustments, everything that she can do. Yeah. She created the zone in the WNBA, which the Liberty followed a little bit afterwards. We see you copying her. But I am a little bit concerned about her even coming on with the Raptors. Look at where she is right now. She's coaching the defending WNBA champions. She's got Kelsey Plum, Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray, everybody on her side who's already established a team. They know their roles. They're a winning championship team, right? She's her first year there, she won Coach of the Year, got them the best record in the WNBA, also won Commissioner's Cup, and she was just what she did was not even surprising for people because of what she can do. But my thing is she going to want to now come to a team that has no direction, that has expiring contracts this year and next year, that just let go of a head coach? They also have to still pay into next year, and that just seriously does not have a direction out there. Ime Udoka himself called us mid. He said that.
He said I'd rather coach teams with more high-end, higher ceiling talent like the Detroit Pistons
than a mid-level team with an established ceiling. So he called us mid. That's what he did. And also, I've heard Becky Hammon say that she obviously wants to pursue a career in the NBA, but it's not going to be for another assistant coach position. And she doesn't want to go to a team like back then, it was 2022, I believe, where she said she doesn't want to work for a team like the Kings and OKC, where it's going to be part of a young crowd.
I'm saying she shouldn't have to be an assistant, but she put her dues in the NBA anyway.
She knows how to coach.
7 or 8 seasons.
Eight seasons as an assistant.
The part of that is, I think, also because her name has come around the circle so often, and each time it's kind of been passed over. So
I just don't know. Like the thing with Becky, I think she should have been coaching already. We pointed out the 8 years of assistant work with San Antonio. That was actually after she was a star, with San Antonio Stars a couple years. As an all-star, of course, we know what she's done. But I think it's just the fact that I don't know what team's going to pull that trigger. I think that if there is a team, I do believe it might be the Raptors. right? Because
Could
the
be.
Raptors, they're one of those teams that embraces, diversity, has talked about it often, right? Masai Ujiri, he points it out. He loves, getting people who are, from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
He loves getting people from, different ethnicities and different, just ways of life, and having them in the Raptors organization. And obviously having a woman as a head coach would be huge. It would be massive.
Groundbreaking.
Right. So I think if there's anybody, it would obviously be Hammond. I've always talked about Dawn Staley. I just don't think she's going to leave South Carolina. But those would be the two. It would just have to take a team, an owner, and a front office to pull the trigger on that. And I think it could be the Raptors.
I always thought with Becky Hammon that she was gonna be the one next in line to take Pop's seat
Yeah,
with
same here.
Sacramento.
That's
I
what it seemed
always thought that because she was there for so long, she knew the system so well. The players all loved and respected her, right? I always thought that she would be the one next in line to take the Spurs throne. Now Pop's still there, but again, could that be something in the next couple of years where Pop goes to the end of the line and she ends up taking over?
I think
San
that was
Antonio?
the general consensus from everybody, and it made sense. But then I also think that was also because we heard rumblings of Podge trying to maybe retire, maybe stepping away from the game. But it looks like he's not going to be doing that. And at that point, she's like, I got to go somewhere else and keep my resume moving forward. And to your point too, Jelani, I think that's very fair. And if they're, let's say, as the first woman doing anything anywhere, it's going to be male dominated. You are going to have to be strong. You're going to have to see things that nobody ever wants to see. But I think of all the teams that are out there, the team that will embrace her with open arms will be the Toronto Raptors. And not just the franchise, not just the players, I think even the fan base. I think the fan base in Toronto will be a lot more receptive and open arms with her than a lot of other fan bases out there, because we've seen us. Like, we have a very big mob mentality, and we're also a little bit more, I guess, mannered compared to other fan bases. That you can say whatever you want with the Raptors. It's true. The Raptors sometimes are not the greatest fan base, but I've been lit up by the Bucks, by the Celtics, by Philly, and the things that I've seen with other fan bases versus ours is very different in terms of how they react to a woman. And I think that could be a factor where she might be somewhere where something goes a little bit easier for her. It would be the Spurs for me, number one, but the Raptors could easily be that team too.
Also, another big factor in this is players will respect her because she's a Hall of Fame basketball player, right? You cannot question her resume, coaching-wise, playing-wise, anything, right? She has a resume that's better than anybody else on the list right here, right? She is a championship-level coach, Hall of Fame basketball player, spent 8 years in probably one of the most successful organizations in the NBA. What more can you ask for? If she walks into a locker room, she commands respect because she's done it all. She's a champion. She's a Hall of Famer. And you have to respect it. Quite frankly, the Raptors need that type of experience, that type of, person that has that type of that pull in the locker room to get this group.
And the guys on the Spurs, on all those teams, they respected her too,
Absolutely.
right? Because that was one of the more well-run franchises at the time, and you're talking about what she was able to do. So I definitely don't mind.
Even let's look at her with the WNBA. Look at what she's done with Kelsey Plum, what she's done with Chelsea Gray. Chelsea Gray is their point guard, and when I see her play, I think she's better than she'll be top 10 in NBA point guards for me because of how amazing she is at passing the ball around and facilitating. And that's what Becky Hammon's good at. She was a point guard herself when she was playing in college. She understood how to create the offense. We know she can do defense, but her offense is also her specialty. And that's what the Raptors really need. The other guy I do want to mention quickly, I do kind of like, is also Kenny Atkinson.
That's what I said.
I love how I think he can transform the Raptors offense. He understands a fast-paced offense. He understands three-point shooting. He coached for the Golden State Warriors. Talk about their offense. Look at what he did with the Brooklyn Nets. They turned their season around, make D'Angelo Russell that guy that he is today, and also started Linsanity. Helped out with Linsanity's, and he's a good development coach too. So I think that could be something that the Raptors might also be interested in.
I think the one thing is for sure that Masai is going to be taking his time. He's going to take, I think with the Nick Nurse one took a month or so for them to determine on Nick. So he's going to take his time. This is going to just starting up, so it's going to be a long process, but it should be rightfully so. They need to really figure this coaching.
I don't mind Becky Hammon. They want a coach that will change the culture and embrace the Toronto culture. I could see her doing that.
Absolutely.
Imagine covering a team run by Becky Hammon.
That
would be
I don't mind it.
That would be generational.
We're here for it.
That would be amazing. Well, we know the Raptors have cast a very wide net looking for their next head coach. And as we said before, when this Raptors season ended, we will be here covering everything, every rumor out there, every Woj report, and even every Jake Fisher article. We'll make sure to cover it. We'll see you guys next time on Hoop Talks.